Welcome to Trader Chat number 7. It is the 28th of September. I can hardly believe that this is our 7th Trader Chat. It all started from a conversation over coffee here in Italy 2 months ago. We thought wouldn't it be nice to start doing webinars again for all our users and for other people interested in Sentient Trader. And here we are on our 7th Trader Chat. So let's take a look at what we need to get through today. The first thing that we need to do are our disclaimers. We are speaking about software which is involved in the financial market. We have several disclaimers that you must please understand before viewing the webinar. The first disclaimer has to do with risk, and I know it's a bit boring if I read it out, but with the disclaimers I do need to do that. You should be aware that all trading involves risk. Be aware of and accept that risk before trading, and never trade with money you cannot afford to lose. You should also be aware that past performance of any trading methodology is no guarantee of future results. And you should know that we are making no representation in this webinar that any account will achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed. And finally, all results should be considered to be hypothetical unless otherwise specified. And hypothetical performance results have many inherent limitations and, unlike an actual performance record, do not represent actual trading. There we go. Let's quickly speak about NetViewer. NetViewer is the software we use to broadcast our webinars. It's a great interactive webinar tool. The easiest way of asking questions is to type a message into the chat window. The chat window you'll find in the NetViewer control panel on the right-hand side. There's a little drawer. I think they call them drawers, labeled chat. So you type a message into there. If you cannot hear me or you're not hearing me well enough, we have discovered that adjusting your speaker volume often isn't good enough. You need to find the VoIP section of the NetViewer control panel, the right-hand side of your screen, and you need to move the speaker slider up, and that will increase your volume. The volume at which I'm broadcasting is pretty much as good as we can get it without it causing distortion. So if you can't hear me, please increase your speaker slide in your NetViewer panel. Okay. If you'd like to talk to me and you have a headset, then you can right-click anywhere in the NetViewer window to indicate this. Please also enter a chat message, because many right-clicks are accidental. We've had several already today. There is a slight delay in the audio, which makes this less preferred. The chat is by far easier, although it's not too bad. So if you'd like to speak, then by all means follow that process, and we can enable your microphone. Please be careful of mouse clicks, because the left click of your mouse in the NetViewer window displays a pointer with your name on it. It's very useful if you're trying to point something out, but it's quite distracting if you're not, so please try to avoid using those mouse clicks. Finally, our 20% first-timer offer discount expires at the end of the month, end of September, which is in 2 days' time. So today is, in fact, the last day upon which we are holding a Trader Chat, and which you can take advantage of our first-timer offer. If you are a first-timer, this is your first Trader Chat that you have attended, then you can qualify for a 20% discount off a purchase of Sentient Trader, which is valid for 24 hours from the start of this webinar. If you would like to claim your 20% discount, please send a private chat message to Paul Johnson, who is with us in the webinar. Select Paul's name from the drop-down list in the chat window, and he will send you all the details. We have, of course, for a few weeks now, been speaking about our workshops. We have had such a positive response to online workshops that we're pretty far down the line in terms of setting up online workshops. We will still be doing face-to-face workshops in person, but those are most likely going to be happening next year. In the meantime, we're putting together a very comprehensive schedule of online workshops. Of course, you save on travel and accommodation, and we're going to be holding Saturday sessions. There are likely going to be several of them. They'll be 5 hours long, with some breaks, of course. And then I have some other exciting news to mention. Let me just see, there's some chats, some people saying hello. That's great. Speaking of people saying hello, this announcement I hope is going to be of great interest to you. we're constantly looking for ways in which we can bring our Sentient Trader users together, create a stronger community. We're all people who believe in Sentient Trader and believe in cycles in the markets and are involved in trading the markets. People often talk about trading, particularly if you're trading full time. People often talk about trading as being a fairly isolated process. So we have found a new, really fun way of beating that isolation. If you are a Sentient Trader user, then we have set up something called Camera, which is known as a business online chat. It's basically an online chat room specifically orientated towards business. We've set it up for you. It's totally free for all our Sentient Trader users to use. We use it as a tool amongst our team to communicate with each other. We've been doing that for a while, and it's a great way of communicating, and it's a huge amount of fun. So sort of basically what it is, it's an informal online chat. You can log in, you can be logged in 24 hours a day, and you can chat and see who else is there and get to meet other Sentient Trader users and chat to them. It's text chat, it's not voice chat, although there is a voice element I'll speak about in a moment. It's an informal online chat, okay? The idea is that you can exchange ideas, you can get to know each other, you can upload files, you can upload vast numbers of workspace files or data files or image files or anything you like. You can also make conference calls with other members, with other Sentient Trader users. So if Sentient Trader users from around the world want to have a conference call to discuss anything, then you can do that, and we pay for it. So that's quite fun. We're hoping people will make use of that and enjoy chatting to each other. Basically, it is very simply a place to hang out with like-minded people. People who are using Sentient Trader come from all walks of life and from well over, I think it's 26 countries around the world. So we have a great range of people using them, but the one thing they all have in common is a fascination with the markets and with trading cycles, and of course with using Sentient Trader. So it's a great environment for you to hang out and chat to people. Be aware that this forum, not a forum, this online chat room is not going to be monitored by any Sentient Trader staff. We will pop in whenever we can. I hope to spend quite a lot of time hanging out there because, of course, I'm a Sentient Trader user. So I'm going to be in and out of that online chat room as time affords. But the room is not going to be monitored by Sentient Trader staff. So if you have questions that you would like answered by a staff member, then of course you must send those questions and support issues to support, as everybody has been doing. This is not a sort of a replacement for support. It's simply an additional, to be honest, it's really just a sort of an additional fun extra that we're throwing in for you, because we think it'd be great if people start chatting more to each other. And I wanted to say something else about that, but let me move on. We are going to be emailing all of our Sentient Trader users over the next 2 or 3 weeks, saying please come and join us in the Sentient Trader online chat room. But if you want to get started right now, you can send us an email to info@sentienttrader.com. In fact, if you'd like to get started during this trader chat and go into the Sentient Trader online chat room, then send Paul Johnson a private message saying, please send me login details to the Sentient Trader online chat room right now. Paul will set it up while we're doing this trader chat, and you can be chatting with other Sentient Trader users immediately, if you like. So that's really fun. We've got that all set up so that our Sentient Trader users can do a bit of chatting with each other. Let's talk about what we're talking about today. We've covered such a sort of a wide range of topics in our trader chats, and many of the topics we're going to be coming back to, I'm sure, time and time again. Working with Sentient Trader is a very iterative process, if you like. You're constantly going through a cycle again and again, if you'll excuse the pun. So I'm sure we're going to sort of revisit topics, but a very common question that we get to our email system is what happened to Hurst's half or full span moving average? What happened to Hurst's dominant envelope? What happened to the nesting of channels and things like that? Those are all elements that come from Hurst's book, Profit Magic of Stock Transaction Timing. So today we're talking about those things and how they have found their way into Sentient Trader, because they have all found their way into Sentient Trader, but mostly in a modified form for one or another reason. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I hope you find it interesting. A little bit of background for those who perhaps aren't very familiar with Hurst and Hurst's work, perhaps the newcomers to Sentient Trader. J.M. Hurst was, of course, an aeronautical engineer who in the 1960s and 70s, particularly the early 1970s, published two seminal works about his cyclic theory about how financial markets work. The first thing that he published was a book called Profit Magic of Stock Transaction Timing. You can tell I've been practicing that. And he published that in the late 1960s, and it is a fascinating book. It is still available today. You can buy it through Amazon or anywhere else, and it's a really great book. He introduced his cyclic theory, if you like, in that book, and he published the principles that govern his cyclic theory. The principles of Hurst's cyclic theory are a little bit like the mathematical axioms that underlie any theory, any mathematical theory. So he published that book in the late 1960s. Then in the early 1970s, he published a workshop-style course called J.M. Hurst's Cycles course. In fact, it was called the Cyclitech J.M. Hurst Cycles course. It was really a workshop-style course, as I mentioned, and so when I say he published it, he started holding workshops. And in fact, one of our Sentient Trader users is a gentleman who attended one of Hurst's original workshops way back in the 1970s. So that's been really exciting. To talk to him about Hurst and Sentient Trader and so on. So the Cycles course was published after Profit Magic Stock Transaction Timing, and it presented it presented the same cyclic theory, it presented the same cyclic principles, but it presented a very, very different way of approaching the theory and a very different way of putting the theory into practice, which is really, really important. It presented a very different way of performing an analysis, and it presented a different way of a trading methodology, a different way of trading on the basis of his cyclic principles. So Sentient Trader, as you are probably aware, is based on the more advanced material available in the Cycles course, because that is the real treasure of Hurst's material. The material is available in the Cycles course. But